What is up, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Something Sports. It's a conversational podcast about really whatever the hell we want to talk about with a sports theme. I'm your host, Lou Shortino, and with me, Julian Gu. What's going on, Julian?
Hey, guys. How's it going? Great to be here.
Michael Shizzle.
Hey.
Brad Meeks, what's good, man?
What's happening?
And last but certainly not least, Sean McDonald.
How y'all doing tonight?
What's good? I love it. Summertime is here, everybody, and that can only mean one thing in the NBA world: free agency. It's a perpetual Christmas time for teams to pray and hope that their marquee names, the big players, can be landed for their teams. Unless you're the 76ers and the Lakers, then you're stuck in a perpetual ninth circle of hell, and that's all it's going to be. This year was as crazy as we've really ever seen, hands down, and we are here to debate the motherlode of all moves, which was Kevin Durant leaving the Oklahoma City Thunder and going to the Golden State Warriors. So the guys all told me, like, right when this happened, that they had some really strong opinions, really strong feelings about this, and they wanted to record a podcast. So at first I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. But the more and more I was thinking about it, I was a little concerned that everyone would either take one side or the other. So everyone would be either an apologist for Kevin Durant, since we got some Kevin Durant fans on this debate, or everyone would just totally shit on KD. So Michael had this really great idea of just randomly assigning everyone to different viewpoints. So that's what I did. Only I know which side everyone's about to take. So I'm not going to be in this debate right now. Everyone else doesn't know each other's viewpoint. They don't know if their argument is going to be a genuine one or they're just going to be spewing bullshit. So, without further ado, let's play Ball Don't Lie, but we do.
Ooh, love the name.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Good
Who came up with that?
Good stuff. So I got to start off with Michael. Like, what did you think of KD moving, man?
All right. Kevin Durant. How many years was he on the Sonics/Thunder? 9, I think.
9.
Simply put, they did not get it done for him. 2015-2016 is the first season that they went into the luxury tax for the whole time that he was spent in there. This is Kevin Durant. This is like prime grade A meat. This is what you want on your team, and you're not trying to spend the dollars to keep him around, to try and put a winning core around him. They only went to the finals one time, despite it's just craziness how poorly they treated him down there. Let's not forget Mr. Unreliable, by the way. The second anything goes wrong in Oklahoma City, they just slaughter him like it's all his fault, despite it's a basketball team. Everyone forgets this stuff. It's craziness. He made the absolute right move going to the Warriors. And I have many more reasons why, and I will tell you those reasons. Let's start with this.
Wait, hold up before you go on. Brad looks absolutely stone-faced right now. Do you disagree with this dude?
Man, come on, man. Legacy-wise, that's a terrible move. Like, you can win a championship, yeah, but it's a hollow championship. The same reason we got on LeBron for LeBron joining up with D-Wade and Chris Bosh. Come on, this man joined a team that won 73 games already, ring or not. It's a hollow championship. Come on, man.
So wait, what's wrong with him joining the team that won 73 wins, though? When's the last time at your job that you chose the really, really hard path on purpose?
But I'm not getting paid millions of dollars playing the NBA. You're right about that, but come on,
What does that change, though? What does that change for him? Why should he be at a different standard?
But let me ask you this then. Okay, so if I go and join Google, I'm not making my own name. I'm making Google's name stronger. You know what I mean? So if you stay in OKC and you win a ring, then hey, Kevin Durant won a ring in OKC. But you go to Golden State won the ring, man. They were already championship ready. That's like if I joined Google tomorrow. I didn't make Google. Google was already made, man.
And this is part of the problem, is we have this huge, I guess, perception made by the fans and made by the media. We put all this stress about winning a ring, and then all of a sudden we get mad that Kevin Durant wants to win a ring. Like, what? Isn't that kind of weird?
Well,
Yeah.
but
Because you always hear, John Stockton can't be the greatest.
No, I completely agree with Mike. I mean, come on. If you're Kevin Durant, you're arguably one of the best players in the whole game. what are you going to do for yourself? You know, like he said, they didn't get it done in OKC. He's been playing with Russell Westbrook, and I personally don't think they can exist on the same team together and win a championship. They got close, but I don't think it ever could be there. But what are you going to do? You're a free agent. You're one of the best players in the game. You can go any team you want.
Right, he played by the rules.
Why would you go
He's a free agent.
Yeah, why would you go to a team that's worse than the team you were already on? Like OKC, they almost got to the finals, but they couldn't do it. So why would you go to any other team other than the team that beat you? I mean, I don't know. If you're trying to get a ring, then you got to go to where you can get a ring.
Sean, they were up 3-1. Were they worse?
They lost. They were worse.
That's a good point.
W's.
Sean, what do you think, dude?
I think I gotta agree with Brad on this one, man. I mean, you think about it. You think, all right, go back to the 90s, right? The 80s. All right, what would Jordan have said? What would Allen Iverson have said? In fact, Stephen A. Smith interviewed Allen Iverson a couple weeks ago about the whole kind of snafu with Kevin Durant. And you know what Allen Iverson said? Allen Iverson's like, yo, man, I don't know what I would have done if I had gone to the Lakers, right? How Allen Iverson was one man against the Lakers in 2001 NBA Finals, all right? Dropped like 40 in the first game, and he came out, even though they lost, he came out a soldier, and that's why he's one of the toughest dudes. A guy, because of Allen Iverson's attitude to not just be a little, bitch and go to another team, he's been able to solidify himself as an NBA legend without winning a championship. Why? Because he's got the toughness factor. And that's what Kevin Durant lost by doing that. He literally lost that toughness factor by going to the Warriors. It's about legacy, man. It's also about. And there are more than one ways to solidify that. Winning a championship the right way is one, and then also not being a bitch is another one.
Joy, Mike, go for it.
I'm ready to take this on. Okay. Hypothetical. All right, let's go back to last summer. And I'll speak for myself, but maybe you guys share this opinion, maybe not. You guys remember when David West signed with the Spurs?
Yeah.
When I was like, oh, this is awesome. David West, great player, getting kind of old, but now he's going to have like a better opportunity to win a ring. I think he really deserves one. Was anybody like super upset about David West going to the Spurs for less money?
If he's in his prime, yes. If he's not in his prime, no.
Hey, where's the draft line, though? Why is Kevin Durant so good that he can't
Because
switch
he won
teams?
an MVP, man. He won an MVP.
He becomes so good that you're not allowed to switch teams all of a sudden. Now, oh no, you have to be loyal now. You're so good that you have to be loyal.
When he won MVP.
You can switch teams, but you can't switch to the one team that you was up 3-1 on in the Western Conference Finals. They already won 73 games. That's the one team you can't go to. If you want to switch teams and go to the Utah Jazz, go to the Utah Jazz. But you can't go to the Golden State Warriors.
If you go to the Utah Jazz, you ain't gonna win shit. I mean, come on, man. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense for him to leave. Okay, you guys want to talk about legacy? You guys want to talk about making sure you're in there in the NBA? People look back 20 years from now. Well, how are you gonna do that? You ain't gonna do that by losing like every year. You ain't gonna do that by dealing with players that aren't gonna help you get you there. I mean, you got to win a ring, all right? And I hate to make comparisons to basketball players in general because we know how tough that is. But let's be honest, LeBron James.
Oh,
What did he do? What did he do? He couldn't win in Cleveland, all right? Yeah, we all know how that turned out. So he went somewhere else. He joined up with arguably 3 of the best players in the game, and they won 2 out of 4 championships. And then guess what he did? He came back home and won it at home. So, maybe Kevin Durant just needs to get this monkey off the back, just like LeBron had to get his. He goes, wins the championship with Golden State, however many years he stays there. Maybe he comes back. I don't care. Kevin Durant can do whatever he wants. It's Kevin Durant, man.
Okay.
There's one difference in there. When LeBron went to Miami, Miami wasn't coming off an NBA Finals and coming off of a season when they won 73 games. This Golden State Warrior team was. Chris Bosh wasn't on Miami at first. You know what I mean? They still had to, even though they joined together in Miami, they had to bring Miami back to the promised land. Golden State is already at the promised land.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't get, where do you draw the line where, a team is so good that you can't join them? Where do you draw that line? It's just something imaginary.
When you were up 3-1,
It's something imaginary that we make up, isn't it?
That's where we draw the line. That's what they beat you in the Western Conference Finals, we draw the line right there.
And then 2 weeks later, after they beat you in a heartbreaking comeback, you can't do that. That's just teaching oh man, when you think about teaching success principles to kids and stuff like that, and you say, oh, it's okay, Johnny, like you can't beat the bully, go join them then. Like, no, that's not how we teach kids. Like, you want to teach them success. That's not
actually. No, wait. Let's talk about success. Did you guys read the Players Tribune article? I have a quote right here, and I would love to read it for you guys.
Great.
Read it.
But I am also at a point in my life where it is of equal importance to find an opportunity that encourages my evolution as a man, moving out of my comfort zone to a new city and a community which offers the greatest potential for my contribution and personal growth. With this in mind, I've decided to join the Golden State Warriors. He's trying to do what he thinks is best for him as a man. He's talking about personal growth, he's not even talking about rings or basketball. He's trying to change himself. He's trying to grow as a person by leaving. He was in his comfort zone. I'm a better person. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, I want to play
Is
for
that
Golden
not
State
trying to be
too.
successful?
I want to play for Golden State too. You know what I mean? But I can join Golden State tomorrow, and we still probably get to the finals, and I'll never play. That's the same thing. If Kevin Durant wasn't there, they're still going to the finals, man. So it's a hollow championship ring. Like, yeah, he gonna put it on his finger. He gonna go to the ring ceremony. At the end of his career, you're gonna look back and say, "Oh, this man won 2, 3 championship rings," but they're hollow. To me, they're hollow, and they always will be.
So a bit. Oh, go for it, Julian. Go for it.
And I was just going to say, and that's the highlight, right? To you, they're hollow. All right, you, the fan, you who have no impact on his life other than what you think of him. You know, you can tweet at him, you can say whatever, but it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. We can talk about this all we want. It makes no difference what anyone says about what Kevin Durant does, man. It is all about what he wants to do. Is this going to help him win a championship? Is that what he wants to do? Does he want to win a championship? Or like Mike said, is he just trying to grow personally as a man? You know, who knows? Maybe he wants to try and go somewhere else, different city, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. All that matters is what he wants to do, and he has the capability to do it. That's it.
And actually, to expand upon that, I really appreciate that it was kind of a power move in the NBA, kind of a middle finger to GMs, to owners, just saying, you know what? I don't want to hear about this loyalty crap. You've seen what Pat Riley did this summer. You've seen what Pat Riley did last summer for Dwayne Wade's whole career, to be honest. You know what? Loyalty, maybe it's a little bit made up. Maybe I'm going to do what I want to do for me. He's getting paid to play basketball with one of the greatest teams of all time, and people are trying to bring him down.
You just said it right there. One of the greatest teams of all time before he got there. You just said it. You just made my argument for me. That's already one of the greatest teams of all time. So what is this man going to gain by going there? What is this man going to gain his legacy wise?
Can you tell me that that team would not be better with Kevin Durant? Are you going to say that?
It will be better. No, I'm not going to say that. It will be better. But you know what? They already had a 10 out of 10, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't break, like, you already 10 out of 10 good. You can't break the scale. You're still 10 out of 10 good. Like, I mean, yeah. He's going to make them better, but
what happens if next year they win 76 games? Like, you know, what happens then? Then does anyone have anything to say about Kevin Durant going there? Because he made the team better, and they win the championship. What if something like that happened? I mean, would you still be saying this now next year if that happened?
I'll tell you what'll happen. What'll happen is that essentially any other game other than Warriors and Cavs is gonna be played next year. No one's gonna watch. And it's gonna be one of those things where there's no competition. There's no parity in the NBA. There wasn't any parity before. There wasn't much parity before. Now there's definitely no parity. Like the only game people care about watching is like one game the whole season. Like that's gonna suck for other markets.
Julian, you made the comparison a little bit earlier with LeBron leaving to Miami and taking on that villain role. Is Kevin Durant now a villain?
I think Kevin Durant got to be a villain, man. If y'all looked at LeBron as a villain for joining Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, then Kevin Durant got to be looked at as a villain. It's got to be.
I will say the media will paint him as a villain. He's a basketball player. He's not a villain. He's a basketball player. He puts the ball through.
I mean, he is a basketball player, but he's a villain in the NBA. In the NBA terms, he's a villain.
I mean, but this is the same. It's like the same reason we're like, oh, he's a superstar. He has to be loyal to the team. If he does this, he's going to be a villain. This is just what the media is saying about him. He doesn't care about the media. Why should he care about the media? They get paid to write about him. He gets paid to play a game. Like he doesn't.
Real quick, I don't think he's going to be seen as a villain like LeBron James was seen as a villain to go to the Miami Heat. Why? Because LeBron James was going to the Miami Heat. Dwayne Wade knew he was going to have to defer to LeBron James. All right. being a villain is about taking over and being that new face of that new team and being the villain, right? Kevin Durant's going to Steph Curry's team. Steph Curry's the pretty boy, golden boy of the NBA. So there's no way he's going to be seen as a villain with Steph Curry plastered over the, of the face of the franchise. He's going to just be seen as a bitch, and that's it. To be honest.
Wait, so what's the pecking order then, guys? Who's the alpha dog on Golden State? Because we kind of knew eventually in Miami, yeah, it might be a little bit of a power struggle between Wade and LeBron, but eventually we knew who was going to take it. Julian?
No question, Steph. No question, Steph Curry.
I feel like it's different. It's different because of play style. Okay, LeBron, he wasn't like, he wasn't one kind of guy. He wanted to be the all around. He wanted to be the facilitator. Okay, so I think that's the reason why we saw him be the villain in Miami, because he kind of took over the role as like he played point guard. He handled the ball like 70% of the time, whatever it was. Wade became more of like the swing guy. He was a closer, but LeBron was a closer, and Chris Bosh was just he was kind of just there. Let's be real. But in Golden State, it's not like that, because Kevin Durant, coming from a team where he was the guy, but now he's going to a team where there's already a ball handler, and they're already spot up shooters. So I think he's gonna have to find his own role in the team. And so I don't think he'll necessarily be like the villain taking over a city, because it is technically Steph's city right now. But it's going to be interesting to see how, where he falls, because they already have a lot of good players on that team, and their strategy was based around the players they had. So now that they have Kevin Durant, it's going to be completely different. So I'm actually not certain what that team's going to look like once he gets there, but I don't think it's going to be the same kind of thing as LeBron, even though I made that comparison earlier.
I mean, I think LeBron was still the alpha dog in Miami, though. LeBron was still better than Dwayne Wade. LeBron was still better than Chris Bosh. But Steph Curry is back-to-back reigning MVPs. I mean, you know what I mean? So
unanimous.
Yeah.
Unanimous. Your only unanimous MVP in history.
Yeah.
It is going to be, I think this first year is going to be super awkward for the first year in Miami, the awkwardness of that team. This is going to be so much worse than that. They're going to have no idea what's going on. And actually, I have a question for everybody, just outside of the debate, between Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant. Just give me the pie slices. Who takes the most shots? Who takes the least shots? Just rough percentages. I have no idea.
The open man.
I would say looking at the fact that Steph was back-to-back MVP, you would think Steph would take the most shots. But we saw in the NBA Finals, Steph is one of those guys, when his shots aren't going, he's going to pass the ball on. So by default, I would hope, looking at it, that Kevin Durant's going to take the shots. But you know what? Then we look at Kevin Durant's pass in OKC. He deferred to Russell Westbrook. So what's going to happen? You got two guys who are going to defer there. I mean, really, of Steph, then Kevin Durant, and then Klay, and then Draymond. I mean, that's how I would see it all play out.
No, I think you guys got it all wrong. Festus Ezeli is going to become the
sharpshooter.
I'm just kidding. No, I agree with
I don't even think he's on that team anymore.
First player to win most improved and MVP in the same season.
No, but I agree with Brad. I think it's still Steph's team. I think Steph, they trust him the most to shoot. And then Kevin, and then Klay and Draymond, and then whoever is their fifth. It could be whoever.
So Michael, you mentioned it's going to be a bit of a rough period. Like, everyone's kind of assuming they're going to win, though. Like, this is kind of a done deal. Is it, though? I mean, you look around the league. I know we were talking about parity a little bit. Like, what do you guys think? Is it kind of a shoo-in?
It's not a done deal.
Oh, no. Okay.
It's never a done deal. We saw 2 3-1 comebacks this last year alone.
Good point. 2
in the conference finals and the finals, no less. You never know what's going to happen. You never know. I mean, think about Portland last year. I don't think Portland's a legitimate threat, but think about how good they were last year compared to how bad everyone thought they were going to be. Like, you never know. Think about how Golden State almost came out of nowhere 2 years ago. They were, a perennial 8th seed, 7th seed, and then, oh, shit, they just won the championship. You never know.
I say, barring injury, I say a done deal. The one team that did have contention over them, the Thunder, just imploded. So I think that it's a done deal in the West.
The one team.
In the West, it's a done deal.
West.
In the West, it's a done deal. They'll get to the finals, no doubt. I mean, Cleveland might have something to do with them, but like I said, in the West, it's a done deal. San Antonio's done. OKC is now done. Who else you got?
Okay. So I gotta ask this then. Let's play in a world where Kevin Durant stays.
Okay.
Does he win a ring?
I say Kevin Durant. Well, I think if he stays with Sam Presti, I think that it's on him. Well, not on him, but it's on the organization to get some of those finishing pieces. Because honestly, they should have, in all intents and purposes, beaten the Warriors. Like they really, really had a great chance of beating them.
Absolutely.
Ready. Like they already had championship caliber team. That might have been, I guess, when you look back at it, I don't know. Maybe they're one key role player here and there away, but like they're very close. I think they keep their core and they go in and contend against the Warriors next year. Because they're so lengthy, the way that they play defense in such a unique way, everyone's so long that the Warriors it really is a great negator to the Warriors passing game in the way they play. And so I think that they just match up really well against the Warriors. They were the Warriors' kryptonite the way they were built, and now they kind of just ruined that.
So yes, they do get a ring.
So yes. So I think it's based. That's a good point. So I think they're maybe one or two role players away, but I think they would have a very good chance. I would say next year. Yes.
Brad, what do you think? You sound like you're against this move.
I mean, I think they would have had they would have had a chance sometime to win a ring. Yeah, they definitely would have had a chance. But it's hard to say what would happen. But they had a team 3-1. I mean, they should have been playing for the finals last year.
Mm-hmm.
And they were so close that I just don't like the fact that he just dished out on it and joined the team. The one team. We got the team that listen, guys, these guys broke the NBA record for wins. You know what I mean? It's not like he joined even a 70-win team. He joined a team that won more games than anybody. I mean, I just.
Why would you join any other team other than the best team you can?
Oh my God.
I mean, like everyone was saying, he has a chance in OKC, right? He's a couple pieces away. Okay, that is depending on a lot. Okay, that's depending on health all throughout the year. That depends on free agents and people playing well in the system. Okay, and then let's talk about the team's mental fortitude in that conference finals. You're up 3-1 games. You have like 2 chances at home to close it out, and you can't do it.
Well,
that says a lot about.
That says a lot about your. They had one chance. They had game 6. Game 6. It wasn't 2 chances.
One chance. Still, you had 3 games.
And they should have won it. And then that contributes to the weakness of Kevin Durant. He didn't win it, so he joined the guys that beat him.
Mm-hmm.
The team as a whole had 3 games to win. All right, you're up 3-1. You need 1 game. 1 game. And yes, it is a lot on Kevin Durant. He is, the superstar of that team. But I mean, come on. They had 3 chances. Everybody.
Sorry.
What we're not talking about is Russell Westbrook in that series. Did he show up? I don't think so. So, is it all Kevin's fault?
Yes, absolutely. Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant didn't work out many times. And they played hero ball, and they just don't work out together. And that's okay. I don't fault Kevin Durant for leaving the Thunder after 9 seasons, and he gave it the best he had. I just with Brad saying that it's the team that he went to is the problem. How would you feel if Jordan had said, you know what, forget you Bulls, I'm gonna go join the Pistons because he couldn't beat them twice in a row, or then we wouldn't be talking about Jordan the way we are talking about him now, right? If Magic would have said, or if Larry would have said, you know what, man, forget y'all Celtics, I'm gonna join the Lakers and Magic Johnson and join the great the Showtime Lakers of the '80s, we wouldn't be talking about Larry Bird that we're talking about now. So it's the ripple effect you got to understand when you talk about legacy and we talk about the kids that watch you. It's an emotional thing for me. I mean, growing up, I wouldn't have posters of Allen Iverson, all these dudes, and all these just NBA greats had they decided to just join the other team. I wouldn't have done it.
Exactly. I can't blame Kevin Durant for going there. Like I just told you earlier, I want to play for the Golden State Warriors. But why do I want to play for the Warriors? Because I know I'm going to win a championship. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't do much for your own legacy. If I join the Warriors tomorrow and we win a championship, but you're going to be saying Brad Meeks was a great player, he didn't want to win a championship. No, it's the Golden State. They were already there. Man. So like I said, if you want to go to any of the other 29 teams in the league, go ahead, man. Go ahead and go. But don't go to the team that you had down 3-1 that just set the NBA record for wins. Like that is so soft, and your championship ring is gonna be hollow.
Well,
it might feel heavy on your ring, on your finger, but it's hollow. And I know it.
That's good.
Awesome. All right. So for this next segment, let's see who was lying and who wasn't. All right. Let's start off with Brad. Was he telling the truth? Was he for real, or was he faking? Was he stunting?
I think he's telling the truth.
I think he's all in.
You in? You guys all in? Brad, what do you think?
I'm telling the truth, man. I mean, I understand what Kevin Durant's doing. Like, I understand it. Like, and I'm not gonna hate on him as much as I was just now hating on him. Like, you know what? I understand it, and I'll let him go win his championship rings. But at the end of the day, I do think they're gonna be hollow. And I think it would have been so much if he wins 3 in Golden State. It would have been so much more to his legacy if he'd have won 1 in OKC.
Awesome. Julian, let's throw it over to you, baby. What do we think of Julian?
Absolutely, yes, without a doubt.
You what?
I think there's like a little bit of truth to it. I feel like he has a mixed opinion.
Brad,
I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go with that. I don't know if he was telling the truth or if he. I really don't know. I don't know.
Well, I'll let you guys know. Kevin Durant, personally, one of my favorite players in the game. Like, you know, once LeBron went to Miami, KD, my absolute favorite player of the game. And I'm actually against the move. Really, I really am. Me and Sean had a conversation a while ago talking about the same things that he brought up in this conversation, the parity in the NBA and how there are just now certain teams that's like, wow, there's going to be so much talent on that team. No one's going to watch the other games. That comment that he had was exactly what we talked about. So yeah, literally any other team would have been fine other than Golden State, but he just had to do that. So it is what it is. And I don't know if I'm going to watch the NBA next year, but I already only saw Golden State this year. That's all you see on ESPN. Now, what do you think you're going to see? Same thing.
True.
Same thing.
Let's move it over to Sean. What do we think about Sean, guys?
I think he's telling the truth.
I think that's pretty much what he's talking.
He's definitely telling the truth.
Sean, you want to go for it, man?
You know, guys, actually, I'm for KD in his move. You know, I think.
Shut up. No, you're not. No, you're not.
No,
He sold me for like a half second. I was like, what the fuck? He's flipping the script.
This isn't in here. What is?
No, I'm totally against this move. It's forget the logic and all that. It's just an emotion thing, man. It's like just growing up and you idolizing players, you idolizing the people who do it the hard way. It's always, you know, the road less traveled is always the one that has the most glory to it. And I think he just ruined that.
All right, last but not least, the Shiz. Yes or no way?
Oh, I don't know.
I think he was telling the truth, man. They pulled a quote out of the Players Tribune article, man.
No, but I think that might be, going above and beyond to try and convince us. So I don't think Mike is as on board as he said, if he is at all. I think he's leaning against the move, but that's what I think.
Me as well. I believe he's leaning against the move.
Brad, you think he's for it?
I think it's for it, man. I mean, he was arguing with me hard, man.
I've got a pretty mixed opinion on this. From a fan perspective, horrible move. Like you guys were saying, like so many worthless games this year. First round of the playoffs, worthless. Second round of the playoffs, worthless. I mean, Brad, you were saying it, or I think you and Sean both said it definitely. I think it does hurt his legacy as a competitor. I'm on board with that. It's a weak move from that point of view. But if Kevin Durant doesn't care about what people say about him, if he's happy and if he just wants to win a ring, I can't hate on him for that. A very weak move as a competitor. It is a very weak move as a competitor.
So I think he needs to be held to a different standard if he wants to be remembered differently. I am so against this move on every single level. I'm totally on board with you. If he would have gone to any other team, maybe not the Spurs, because they're great in their own right. But like, there's something to be said about going to Popovich, going to the Spurs, and learning from the Yoda master himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is some like there's an acceptance about that. When you're going to to Brad's point, to Sean, to pretty much everyone's point, let's be real. Like, when you're going there, my God, like, dude, you're making a concession. And that concession is that you can't put the team on your back at this point in time. I hate this comparison. I hate the LeBron Kevin Durant comparison, and I will tell you why. Who does Kevin Durant have on his team right now? Who did LeBron have on his team in Cleveland in 2009, 2008? Mo Williams.
Mo Will. Hey, Big Z, man, come on.
West, Anderson Varejao, Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Come on now. Wally Zerbiak. He had garbage. He had trash to work with, and frankly, like, he did not know how to win. That's the one point where I can see Kevin Durant in all of this. He doesn't know how to win right now. He doesn't know how to get over the hump. And you guys made all the point about it right now. The dude choked, like, unbelievably. Like, we talk about all the time how the Warriors choke, and do not get me wrong, they choked against the Cavs. But I thought it was a bigger choke job on OKC's part. Like, I mean, correct me if you guys disagree or not. I thought it was.
No, I
like,
agree.
They had him dead to rights, you know?
Golden State choked to LeBron and Kyrie. OKC choked to Klay Thompson. Come on.
And Golden State had key injuries at key points and key suspensions at key points too.
It's a great point. It's excellent, man. I mean, he cannot stay with the Golden State Warriors more than a couple years. He has to do what LeBron did. He has to go. I think he either has to come back to OKC. Wow, what a story that would be, right? Would Russell have him back?
I don't
Would
think
the fans have him back
Russell
like Cleveland took? I mean,
They would slay him, man.
I don't know.
That media out there is ruthless. They would slay him.
It is.
I don't think Russell would stay there long enough for him to come back. I think Russell will peace out too.
But you're right. It's different for OKC. I don't know. Here's what I do know. He will never be validated as a legend like a Kobe Bryant, like a LeBron James, like an MJ, Kareem, all these, Magic, Bird, none of them until he wins it on his own. He cannot get it with the Warriors. He will not attain that status with them. Is it better to have a ring only with Golden State but never win one on your own? So he only wins a ring, let's say, like 1 or 2 times with Golden State, and he never gets one on his own. Is that better than being on your own forever and never getting the ring?
I think it depends on how good the rest of his career is. I mean, who in their right mind would talk badly about Allen Iverson or like Reggie Miller or Charles Barkley or someone like that? But at the same time, well, Brian Scalabrine has a ring.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, dude. James Jones has 4.
That guy.
It's disgusting.
I think
what do you guys
it's
think?
better to have a ring. I think it is better to have a ring,
okay.
But if he had, Hall of Fame career without winning a ring, that's pretty good.
I mean, if you stayed on OKC and you balled at a level that you won another MVP or something like that, and you never won a championship, then hey, like Sean said earlier, talking about Allen Iverson, then you'd be in that category. But you didn't do that, so I mean.
Cool.
Like I think people think that rings are important when you're determining someone's career, but in this specific context, with if you like read about what he did at this point and then they won a ring, like Brad said, it's just hollow. Like there's the whole loyalty thing. I mean, that a lot of times that is what links players to greatness, is because they have a city that revered them. Like MJ in Chicago, like you can't say anything about that. Like it's just.
GOAT.
Yeah, that's it. He's the GOAT, and he always will be. And it's because he was there. He came. He came back, did it. Like goodness gracious, like
3 times in a row, came back, did it again 3 times. His Space Jam came back and did 3 times in a row again.
Like how do you compete with that? So yeah, Kevin. I think I would have loved to see him just ball out in OKC forever, even if he never won a ring. I think that would say a lot more to me as a fan.
Guys, let us know what you think on the comment section below. Like, Do you find the move weak? Do you like it? Let us know. Until then, this has been something sports.
In the back of my mind, a question why I keep calling. I guess I'm just used to getting my way. I'm smart.